Hello, I'm Andrea from the Creative Dream Incubator, and this week I was asked a really great question. It was, what do you do? What do you do differently, or what do you change when you're working hard and you're doing your best and you're really trying, but you're not getting anywhere? And the first thing I say to that is, yay, you're working hard and doing your best. That's awesome. A lot of people hold back a lot with their dreams and don't work hard and come up with lots of excuses and things, so you're not doing any of that. That's really great. Hard work is important. And of course, it's not the whole thing. So I think of the work as kind of the engine in your creative dream machine. So you need the work in order to turn on the engine to be able to go, right? But when you're in that case where you're working hard and you're not really getting anywhere, it's almost like you have blocks under the wheels. So everything's turning and moving, but you're not actually getting anywhere. So what you need to focus on is like getting those blocks off so that your wheels can come down and touch the ground. And you do that by going deeper. A few weeks ago in a video I shared how I realized that my dreams have always been asking me to go deeper and then be braver. And I've been really thinking about that and exploring that and looking at like the kinds of questions that I get, and it really feels like that's the answer to everything. So if you can go deeper and be braver, then you're going to know exactly what it is that you need to do to proceed. So in this case where you're already working hard, going deeper would be the thing that, takes the blocks off the car, lets the wheels be on the road so that you can start to move forward. And then being braver would be the thing that's kind of like having some kind of genius navigational device that shows you maybe a shortcut or maybe a more fun way or that kind of thing, just like a different way to get there. Well, kind of like working harder, not smarter. Of course, I meant working smarter, not harder. I don't think there's anything wrong with hard work. And I mean, look at the artists and coaches who are out there who are doing things that really inspire you. Of course, they are working hard. And when you love your work, you want to do it anyway. So there's nothing wrong with working hard, but there does come to a point where you can't keep working harder. Like if you're already working hard and you're not getting the results you want, working harder isn't going to help, right? So work smarter, not harder is kind of what we're looking at here, but in a much deeper way. So what does it mean then to go deeper right now? You hear me say you need to go deeper. What's coming to mind for you right now? Because there are a lot of ways to go deeper. And when I apply this to myself and my own dreams, it's always about looking at those little places that I want to avoid and actually making space for that. So if it's an insecurity I'm having, or a frustration that I'm having, or sometimes it's like noticing what's irritating me. All of the kind of general, the shadow work, the things that you would rather avoid, the things that you don't want to look at, that's what you need to look at. That's where you need to go in order to go deeper into your process. So just stepping back for a moment, remembering that your dream is how your soul calls you towards your true self. So your dream is your purpose and your potential, your authenticity, your creativity. It's your most authentic and meaningful and joyful way of living. So it's not just about whatever outer outcomes that you're trying to create, right? It's about this much larger thing. The way that I teach this using Creative Dream Alchemy is that your dream is kind of like the guiding light. And so it's leading you towards having the actual thing, but also towards something much larger in terms of your own growth. And to be able to engage with this process of inner and outer growth, what I do is I teach these 3 paths of the Creative Dream Compass. So we do the dream work, the inner work, and the outer work. So if you're working hard, you're probably really focused on the outer work. And when you're giving attention to all 3 of these paths at the same time, that's where you go deeper. And that's where it's like you summon more power. Like you have power in you. Your creativity is so powerful, and you really are able to summon it more fully when you're doing all 3 of these things. So you're clear if you're working hard right now, you're clear on what your outer work is. Are you clear on what your dream work is? And are you clear on what your inner work is? You need to know those things. And I actually have free classes on both of those. If you go to the front page of my website, I will put a link below too. If you sign up there for the emails, then I give you both of those classes. So the dream work, some people think of that as like making vision boards or visualizing and positive thinking in that, but there's actually a lot more going on in the dream work. The dream is, I believe, your soul calling you towards your true self. It's a calling, and there's a lot to look at in your relationship with your dream. Being more deeply present in that relationship actually shows you so much about what kind of inner work you need to be doing, what kind of healing work you need to be doing, and where your dream is really calling you to grow. So your dream can show you where you're holding back on that growth and show you how to kind of get into alignment with that. And then the inner work, I think of the inner work actually as miracle work, because it does generate miracles. If you're showing up consistently for your inner work, and if you're going deeper and deeper into it and trying not to avoid the places that you really want to avoid, there's so many gifts available to you in the inner work. So facing the places in you where you hold back, facing fear, shame, self-doubt, inner critics, like the limiting beliefs that we have, or patterns that are not helping us, all of that stuff, right? So you need to be working on all of that, working on understanding the growth that your dream is calling you towards. When you give those two things more attention, like the way that you're giving outer work attention right now when you're working hard, when you got all of this going on, then you're unstoppable. You know, like that's where you have the power. That's where like the wheels are now on the ground. You're moving forward and you know the best way to get there, because all of that is in you. The power, the wisdom, the creativity, you've already got it. It's a matter of bringing it forth and aligning with it in terms of how you're acting in the outer world. So going deeper and then being braver. So I know that this is a really big topic, so I would love to hear, what are your questions? What parts would you like to know more about? Just comment below. And if you want some help in the deeper dream work and the deeper inner work, I do have free classes on both of those. You can sign up for them on my website.